hope you're having a fantastic day. I cannot wait to share these books with you tonight. I'm so excited that you're coming to Crystal's party. Let's get into some books. So I know you have two boys, 8 years old. You're considering homeschool, so I'm going to throw in some fun books along with some books that could help you in your homeschool. I also want to mention that I'm going to save the activity books for tonight because we're going to talk about a lot of the new ones. So I want to save those for tonight, but I want to share some that I think your boys would probably really like. So we're going to start with something that I love personally. I was a math and science teacher middle and high school, and one of the things I love about Usborne Books and More is their educational books. So even things like our amazing encyclopedias, we have 3 larger encyclopedias. This is the Usborne Science Encyclopedia. We also have a World History Encyclopedia and a Geography Encyclopedia with an atlas in it. Is amazing. But I love these because they are double page spreads with one topic, and then you've got a QR code down here where you click that QR code and it's going to take you to some secondary resources online that have been vetted by Usborne, which of course you want to make sure you double check links. But they've been vetted by Usborne, and they're going to take you to graphics, videos, and more research that they can do. So these are perfect as they head into those upper elementary and middle school years. I love these guys, and we have so many different first encyclopedias as well as those. So check that out. I also like nonfiction in general. I have an almost 8-year-old who thrives on nonfiction. So some of the ones that he absolutely loves this series, the 100 Things to Know About series, this happens to be space, but we have 100 things to know about history, about food, about science, so many different topics in this human body. There's just so many here. So check this series out. I love that it's infographic based. So they're getting some great tools to work with, and they're not reading just a page full of text. So check these guys out. Really like those. As far as other nonfiction, this is one of our newest, Dr. Maggie's Grand Tour of the Solar System. My son is really into the solar system, and he loves all of our books on the solar system. I particularly like this one because it's told from a perspective of a female scientist. So I really do enjoy that aspect of it. So check this one out. It's really cool. Another one that is brand new that I absolutely adore is this. This is the History Uncovered series. It's the USA, and check this out. It is all the history of the USA based on geography. So these are the original states and what it looked like, and as you go, you're adding more to the story, more states and more information as we go through history. So I adore all of those books. My favorite, and something that you guys are probably going to see a lot of tonight, is our Lift the Flaps different series that have Lift the Flaps, and this one happens to be Lift the Flaps Multiplying and Dividing. You have to understand, again, math and science teacher, so I'm all about tools that can help kids learn math, especially if they're struggling with it. So when I would tutor, Lift the Flap fractions and decimals always came up for me because my kids would always struggle with fractions and decimals. That is a fantastic book. This is another one. This is Multiplying and Dividing. It's going to give tips and tricks on that idea of multiplication and division. And of course, it's going to have things all the way up through 4th grade. So I enjoy this one a lot. We have a See Inside series, which is the perfect age for that. This happens to be See Inside Atoms and Molecules. We have See Inside the Universe, See Inside, oh goodness, so many different ones. Let's see Inside Your Body, See Inside Bridges, Towers, and Tunnels. So that's more of an engineering one. So many different titles in this series. Check this out. It's wonderful. Now, you saw STEM written on that. And in fact, we have a lot of STEM and STEAM books. If they are into that, this is one of my favorite activity books for that. This is the Usborne STEM Engineering Scribble book. We actually have multiple. We have science, we have math, we have technology, we have inventions, which is our newest one. It is fabulous because it's laid out in a way that walks them through what it is like to be an engineer. And takes them from conceptualization of a situation all the way through solving the problem and creating something to fix that problem. So everything that an engineer would do. And then it gives them all sorts of activities to actually think through problems to solve and think through as an engineer would. So it's a very cool series. Check these out if you have a future engineer or inventor, mathematician on your gift list. So that's really fun. Last but not least, I wanted to mention Bear Grylls. So if they are big Bear Grylls fans or if they are big outdoor kids, check out all of our Bear Grylls series. One of the ones that is newest is our Epic series. This is Epic Climbs. We also have Epic Expeditions, and it's actually Bear's take on some of the biggest expeditions and climbs throughout history. And so this is going to have expeditions for Everest. It actually has a point of just Bear Grylls on Everest. So many things, Denali, K2, Matterhorn. And then it's going to take them through actual expeditions that went up and what Bear is saying about those expeditions, or in this case, climbs. I like the expedition ones because you get a lot of history in there, Lewis and Clark, and all sorts of things. And Bear kind of takes you along the way and tells you kind of the survivalist of that. I also like Extreme Planet and Survival Camp. Both of these are fantastic books. They are phenomenal if you have someone who loves nature. This one particularly, Extreme Planet, tells you about all those extreme areas on Earth. It also tells you kind of how to survive those extreme areas. So that's kind of cool. And then, of course, Survival Camp is how to survive in the wild. We also have fantastic chapter books that are written by Bear Grylls. I absolutely adore those. Be sure to join Reading Pit Stop and you'll be able to see one of those I just did this past week. It will be coming down this week. But I just read that entire chapter book over the course of 5 days online. So be sure to check that one out too. Okay, now, last but not least, as far as chapter books go, I want to share with you several that I know a lot of 8 to 10-year-olds are really, really liking right now. Depending on their reading level, I'm going to start with the slowest. This is Cosentino series. In fact, this is what my son is starting to really get into right now. We have read these to him before, and now he is reading these. But Cosentino is about an illusionist in an area where magic is forbidden. And so he's kind of on the run. And of course, he's quick to say, I'm not a magician, I'm an illusionist. And so it goes through all of that. And then of course, he has friends. Let me show you his friends. An ace of spades. And, several other interesting friends that he has there. And it's a lot of fun. And it's written actually by an illusionist who is, it's based off of what his imagination is. And he's actually been on several different shows here in the U.S. So that's a really cool book. Okay. Next is The Impossible Quest. If they like Harry Potter, but they want to read something more on their level, this is actually a really good series. It follows about 12-year-old kids through the Middle Ages, through their castle, and how they escape it. It has a witch. It has villains. It's a really, really cool series. So check that one out. Next, 2 of our older ones. This is Mapmaker's Chronicles. It's a great adventure series. I absolutely loved reading this one. Mapmaker's Chronicles has multiple in there, so be sure to check that out. And then, of course, Sci-Fi, The Four-Fingered Man. This one is also fabulous. I love the series, the Gateway series. And then I also want to mention that we do have graphic novels. This is Jason and the Argonauts. We actually read this with my son because we were doing mythology. So we went ahead and read this with him. This is something that I don't know if he could have read by himself, but he loved the illustrations in here. So check it out. Have a great day. I can't wait to see you tonight.